Movie friends, dead meat friends, we're back with another dead meat reaction, and this one is going to be the kill count for Train to Busan. Train to Busan, which I love Train to Busan. It's one of my favorite zombie films of all time, virus films, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I always say zombie films. It is a zombie film. We're going to go ahead and dive into this thing. Of course, if you like this type of content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I know Dead Meat had actual issues with this video not too long ago, because I do follow Dead Meat. I subscribe to him, and I do see his posts, and he had some issues. Like, this video was actually taken down by the filmmakers of Train to Busan, who apparently have been going around and taking down a lot of Train to Busan shit. So, like, my biggest fear is, because we have a Train to Busan reaction up on the channel right now that was done by Michael, which has, like, almost 43,000 views. Which, thank you guys so much, and it gave us a lot of subscribers and a lot of supporters, so it's a meaningful video, and we do love the movie, so like it's a good video for us. But we know they've been going around and actually like copyright claiming and taking down videos that have anything to do with Train to Busan, that show clips or anything like that. So if you guys love that reaction, I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as you are, because if anything happens to it, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to fight off the movie that the movie studio that owns the rights to Train to Busan. So like, and we used, obviously it's in fair use, so like I wouldn't see why they would take it down anyways, but obviously they let him have his video back, which I'm very happy for you, man. I'm glad to hear that. It is a very good movie, and I do like at 2.8 million views. That did a lot for you, and I'm very happy about that. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this video. If you like this type of content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We post as often as we can. We keep it retro while we do it, and we love doing it. So without further ado, let's dive into this thing. 3, 2, 1. Now.
Welcome to the Kill Count.
Hello,
where
James.
we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies.
Love the background.
I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Train to Busan, the 2016 South Korean zombie movie. We've seen that the zombie subgenre began in 1968, but Train to Busan is proof that nearly 5 decades later, you can still make zombie movies that feel fresh and lively. Or, you know what I mean. Train to Busan follows a bunch of passengers on a bullet train.
I will say, though, I'm a bigger fan
of the living dead. The zombies here are fast and intense, which makes them that much more dangerous in the confined spaces of this passenger train. Sometimes described as 28 days
if you're claustrophobic, that's a horrible situation.
Train to Busan could have just been a rip-roaring Zed adventure with a unique and interesting setting,
but it wasn't.
But the movie ends up being much more than that. The incredible cast portrays a multitude of interesting characters who go through heartfelt emotional scenes that never come off as cheesy. There's also social commentary galore, with themes of parenthood, class division, trust in government, and sacrifice for the greater good. I don't know if Romero ever saw Train to Busan. He died just a year after its release, but if he did, I hope it pleased him. He had expressed concern that World War Z killed the zombie genre in 2013. But don't worry, George, it's still alive and kicking. Couple of notes before we begin. I
enjoyed World War Z, but I can understand. It was mostly a spectacle Hollywood movie.
For me. I'll probably miss plenty when it comes to cultural themes, as well as what the cast and crew might best be known for to a South Korean audience. And when it comes to pronunciation of these names and places, I'll do my best. I did consult with a Korean fan for help with that. Huge thanks to Daniel O. But in the end, any shortcomings there will be my fault. Also, I know I just did a stretch where I counted zombie
Don't worry about it,
deaths,
man.
but
It's not,
I'm gonna have to put that rule on pause when it comes to Busan,
especially when you're not
and
familiar with
Peninsula.
the country.
Especially Peninsula. I am not looking forward to that count. The thing with the zombies in this
people have told me bad
is
things.
that I don't know exactly how they die. Most zombies, including Romero's, could only be killed by destruction of the brain. But that's not a universal rule in zombie media. In Zombieland, for instance, the infected could be killed by non-brain-based means. It's not clear where the Busan zombies stand. Most of the time, they're durable as fuck, like when they fall from a helicopter only to get right back up. Other times, whenever it's convenient for the plot, they'll go down with a single bullet. I'm not talking shit here. I know all about inconsistent rules. I'm just saying it doesn't work when it comes to kill counting. Now, don't worry, numberholics. I'll still be counting the many, many humans who die in these films.
That's gonna be tough, man.
Even there,
good luck.
Maybe cut me a little slack, okay?
Yeah,
all right.
it's gonna be
Let's
tough.
see if my best is good enough for all of you and get to the kill.
He'll be close. He'll be at least close, so No worries, man.
The movie begins in a quarantine zone. Quarantined because its roadkill has a nasty habit of becoming road unkill.
That
Love
opening,
the effect
man.
of this deer becoming undead. It's a great use of CG. Very unsettling sight to
Yes,
start
it
the movie
is.
with.
It was
Though
crazy.
you gotta admit, that's a cute zombie doll.
Yeah, it does.
Seok-woo is a fun manager
It's
who's
cute.
so addicted to work, he can barely feed himself properly, let alone find the time to be a proper father. You already got me a Wii as a gift, Dad. Quit trying to buy my love. God! It's his daughter Swan's birthday, and she wants to visit
I
her
think it
mom
was
in
his mom who
Busan.
bought
So
him one.
early the
Who
next
bought her
morning,
one.
Seok-woo
I think,
drives
isn't
her
it?
to the train station. They don't know it yet, but the outbreak has already begun, judging by that burning building over there. That's funny. The skyscrapers usually aren't ablaze before noon. KTX 101 is a Busan-bound bullet train, and since it's where we'll be spending most of our time, let's briefly get to know the occupants.
I'll
There's a
tell
little
ya,
cappy guy,
when you
conductor
can make a
Song-kyung,
movie
he's
be
pretty
entertaining
cool. There's
in
also a
one
team of
location
baseball
for a
boys
long
who are
period of
headed to
time,
an away
you're
game
doing a
and who are
phenomenal
joined by
job.
their classmate Shin-hee, who signed on as their cheerleader, just so she could travel with her crush Jungkook.
야, 넌 내가 좋다고 하면 그냥 감사합니다 하면서 받아들이면 돼, 네 운명을.
I love his teammates chanting, "Accept her!"
받아줘. 받아줘.
Goobo gobble, goobo gobble. Jungkook is played by Chae Woo-sik, who would later play the son in the brilliant Parasite. Jinhee is played by
fuck, I
Sohee,
didn't even
who had
realize he
previously
was in
been a member
Parasite.
of the girl
Parasite.
group Wonder Girls. This seemed to cause great
Beautiful.
excitement among the other
One of my
cast
favorites.
members.
그냥 시사회도 오겠다고 하고 제가
시사회
초대해서
언제 올 수가 오나요?
Rounding out our side passengers right now is a
side
pair of older women, Jongir and
sisters.
her elder sister Ingir, who has an egg to offer in these soon-to-be trying times. Seok-woo and Suan
egg.
join all these and others on the KTX 101 as it prepares to depart. Before it leaves, a stowaway woman gets aboard unseen. Looks like she's running from a disruption in the train station, which Suan notices after the doors are locked and the train is in motion.
Oh, this scene creeped me out first time I saw it. Like that
I
scene.
love that silent moment of surprise.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and put the station worker on the count. It's gonna end up being a drop in the bucket.
He's
for this
dead,
one
yeah, there's no
anyway.
doubt.
That unwell woman is not the train's only stowaway. There's also Gui Hua, a homeless guy who appears to be traumatized after seeing a bunch of people killed back in the train station. But I ain't seen him die, so, you know, nothing to count. Gui Hua's trauma earns him no sympathy from Yeon Suk, an executive of the company that owns this train.
너 공부 열심히 안 하면
If
나중에
you don't
좋아질
study,
수
you'll
있는
end up like him.
우리 엄마가 그렇게 말하는 사람은 나쁜 사람이랬는데.
Haha, get fucked, Yeon Suk! In actuality, everybody about to get fucked, thanks to that stowaway woman who's now
Yeah.
varicose and stumbling.
Don't be so
And that,
judgmental.
She collapses.
They might
and
be
after
there for a
train
reason you
attendant
can't
finds her,
understand.
She rises once more to do freaky zombie stuff with her neck. This rabid Zed attacks the attendant.
Just
Min
because
Ji,
it worked
who
out
gets
for
as
you
far
doesn't
as
mean
the
it's gonna
train
work out for
car with the
everybody.
would-be baseball stars before
Just
she
saying.
succumbs to all that nomin on the neck. Good job, infected lady. You proud of yourself? I guess so. The train's patient zero,
Love
and her
it.
quickly reanimated first victim, attack everyone else in the train car. And here's the deal. I'm gonna be casual with this count, okay? I'll go by attacks I actually witnessed taking place against non-zombie humans, which in this case gives us 4 kills to add to the count. Chaos ensues in the back of the train, and the scared staff and passengers begin running towards the front. One dude succumbs to his wounds while running and turns into a zombie as another attendant is tackled by his now infected co-worker. As she ravages him,
Fuck's
3
sakes,
other
man.
people are killed in the background, and by
The
time
zombies
she's
are
moved
scary,
on to
too.
attack a young woman passenger, the male attendant is already a zombie. Damn, this infection works fast.
Love that.
Seok-woo sees this happen, so he grabs his daughter and flees. Hurry, man, this snorri cam zombie
Yeah.
is leading a whole charge of Zeds who are just rolling
use-
through
it's-
this train car.
Shit.
Reminder that I'm not
Beautiful.
counting the mere
I'm not even
appearance
watching
of
a movie, and that
zombies.
got me.
I know that logically their presence implies a kill took place, but it's, you know, come on. Actively turning into a zombie while we watch, though? That's a human dying, so I'll put it on the count.
Yeah, it's
right
still
in
a
the
kill.
path of the zombie parade is burly Sung-hwa and his pregnant wife,
Best character in the
Sung-yoon.
movie.
They realize something's
Best character.
wrong when they see a woman getting her neck bitten out, and though Sung-hwa isn't able to help her,
Sung-hwa
he
is
is
the best
able to
character.
hold his own against one of these zombies. Because this man here, he's a badass.
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
The other non-zombified
And it was
passengers
not done
reach
in
the
a
front
forceful
car,
way. It
including
was
Seok-woo
naturally-
and Suan.
he was
When
naturally a
the COO
badass.
Yeon Suk says to close the doors behind them, Seok-woo complies, like the good middle management worker he is. Damn, dude, sliding that door shut on a pregnant lady? Well, Sang-hwa ain't about all that.
Yeah.
And gets himself and his wife into the car.
They could-
realize
would've
the
made it,
zombies
so,
are
like-
only aggressive if they
but I
see
get
them,
being nervous.
So Soon Young paper maches a screen over the glass
Smart.
door. It calms the Zeds down and gives us our first respite of the outbreak.
Love that
Sang-hwa
moment.
calls
So
out
smart.
Seok-woo as a dick, and we get the standard
was
zombie
his
movie
idea.
argument over risking your life to save others.
사람이 뛰어오는데 코앞에서 문을 닫아? 돌았냐 이 새끼야?
그거 말 조심해요. 당신만 위험했던 거 아니니까.
이런 새끼가 다 있어.
Seok-woo gets a phone call from his mom, Chu
What a piece
Shir,
of
who
work,
says
but he's
everyone
not
around
wrong.
her is
But he
fighting.
wasn't
We hear her
wrong,
die
though.
and become rabid over the phone. And since we met her in an earlier scene, I'll put her on the couch.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that, though?
It's a death.
You hear a dull thud and a disappointed
That
Wonder what
bitch.
that might be. The train gets to its next station, but very wisely doesn't make a stop. Thankfully, it passes by slow enough for me to pick out and count 9 kills taking place there.
Awesome.
People getting chomped on by
That's
these
tough.
energetic zombies. A politician
9
on
kills
the
in
news
that, that's
responds
cool.
to what he describes as riots breaking out in major cities. This zombie outbreak has happened during a time of political upheaval. Many early scenes mention growing protests on the news.
안 되긴 뭐가 안 되지?
People
나라
nowadays will write over-
대모질이고. 옛날 같으면 저런 것도 싹 다 잡아다가 그냥 정신 번쩍 차리고. 예, 그런 말 하면 못 써.
I don't know a ton about Korean history, but it sounds like Cheongir is referring to the Samcheong re-education camps built under military leader Chun Do-hwan's Fifth Republic in the 1980s. He was the last
shit.
leader before South Korea's current democratic government and presided over the Gwangju massacre, where hundreds of protesters were killed by the police and army. Understanding that national history gives a lot more context and weight to the government's response in this movie.
시위에 따른 혼란으로
That sucks.
도심 일부가 일시적으로 마비되었고 국민의 안전 보장과 사태 확산 방지를 위해 최우선 조치를 취하고 있습니다.
Heavy themes to weave into your film, but as we've seen, zombies were founded on cultural commentary. They were also founded on memorable scenes like this one of zombies falling off a chopper and chasing after skateboarders. Great stuff. No visible kills there, but other news footage does give us 2 extra kills to count. As the word
man, he's doing
zombies
pretty good.
trends online and the government man says to trust them. Everything is gonna be just fine. During this downtime from zombie attacks, we're able to get rich character moments, like when Suan gives her seat to Ingir, something her dad
Wherever
doesn't
this
approve of.
would take place in the world, to be honest,
Seok-woo's
probably
selfish
nuke
mentality
him.
probably stems from his career
There's
at
no
a
way
hedge
to stop
fund,
an
which
outbreak
Sang
like
Hwa
that
learned
easily.
from Seok-woo's daughter, Suan.
That's horrible of me to say, but like,
윤상아, 너 애 앞에서 못한
jeez,
소리가
could you
없어.
imagine? I wouldn't blame anybody for pushing that button.
다들 뭐 그렇게 다 생각하시니까.
Such a good scene
That's what
between
everybody's
these
thinking.
characters. Suan Kim is adorable as young Suan, and the other actors are very natural and likable.
Yeah,
이거 아저씨가
yeah, they are.
맞잖아. 아니야?
Sung
I
Hwa,
made
a
that.
crowd favorite, was played by Ma Dong-suk in a breakthrough performance for his career. In fact, he's about to be getting that Marvel money.
Yeah,
when he plays
congratulations,
Gilgamesh in the upcoming
congratulations.
Eternals.
He
His
deserves
wife
it.
Sung Young is played by Chung Yu-mi, who's won all sorts
The
of
Marvel
acting awards
universe?
like Blue Dragons and Grand Bells. This is the second of 3 films where Chung Yu-mi co-stars alongside Kong Yu, who plays the lead role of Seok-woo here. Their first film together,
so awesome.
Silenced, was such a big deal that it led to federal legislation to help minor victims of sex crimes. Kong Yu himself is also very prolific, especially on K-dramas like Coffee Prince and as the title role in Guardian, the Lonely and Great God. The train
shit.
conductor announces they'll be making
kinda
a
cool
stop
learning
at
the history of
Daejeon,
some of these
where
actors'
a military unit is waiting to
performances.
escort them to safety. Through his rich person contacts, Seok-woo learns they'll be quarantined when they arrive and arranges an alternate pickup so he and Suan can avoid it. The train pulls into Daejeon Station, where things are too quiet for comfort. I always love
this
scenes
moment.
where people are alone in public places
Yeah.
that are normally bustling with activity. Whether it's the Langoliers miniseries
Yep.
or the opening of 28 Days Later, a film that popularized the fast zombies that this movie heightened and evolved. Through his own rich guy contacts, Yeon-suk has also learned that this place is quarantined, so he tries to get the conductor to take him to Busan, which is still open.
아니 그게 진짜라면 사람들을 데리고 가야죠. 누굴 데리고? 일단
What a
나가보자.
selfish dick.
Haha, get fucked, Yeon-suk! During the
Yeah,
evacuation,
that guy
Seok-woo
was
breaks
so
off with
hateful.
Swan
Like,
to
I
avoid
hated that
quarantine.
guy throughout the
like
whole
the
movie.
conductor, Swan wants to tell everyone else as well. And when Seok-woo tries to get all survival of the fittest again, his daughter drops a truth bomb.
아빠는 자기밖에 몰라.
Actually, a heartbreaking moment.
그러니까
Yeah.
엄마
That's why mom left.
거잖아요.
The other
Like,
passengers
seriously, that is,
discover that their military
it's pretty bad
saviors
when
have
your
become
kid has to tell you
zombified.
what you don't
the
know.
Daejeon
Yeah.
disaster begins with a stampede up the stairs, during which
Or what
6
you don't
people
accept.
fall to zombie attacks that I can visibly verify and count. Our 7th victim right now comes from the last remaining soldier who gets tackled and eaten right in front of Seok-woo's eyes.
Now
Seok-woo
run.
runs back towards his daughter, who was only saved from a zombie attack by Sang-hwa's last-minute intervention. She's then separated from her
badass.
father when Sung-young grabs her hand and runs back towards the train. As they flee, chaos fills the terminal, and I'll count, I don't know, man.
Like, why would you leave your daughter back that far in a pocket, like in this situation?
Background attacks, and I can't lie, counting background bodies ain't why I love this movie. I'll do it because it's my job, but I'm way more into the political and character stuff here, like how the selfish Seok-woo only avoids going on the count because of help from the supposedly lesser homeless Gui-hwa and the working class Sang-hwa, who holds the door open for him despite
he would have died a
getting
long
the same
time ago without the help
earlier. A group
of
of
others.
6 random doofuses unwisely open the back train car and get devoured by the zombies that pour out of it. Good job, folks. The survivors begin loading back onto the front cars, which takes quite a while.
So
much
beautifully
to the frustration
directed,
of
this
Young
moment.
Suk. Can't take too long, y'all. These zombies are breaking through the windows to get at ya. This rainfall of Zeds causes a split in the survivors, and a small group gets separated and stuck in a back train car. Though Jin-hee wants to wait for her friends to return, Young-suk convinces an attendant named Ki-chol to tell the conductor to depart the station. That means the train is leaving the baseball lads and the 2 male leads behind. They give up trying to hold back this tidal wave of Zeds, and as they run to catch the departing train, 2 of the baseball boys are tackled and killed. Oh man, that is gonna be one athletic zombie right there. Although honestly, everyone in this film is athletic.
Oh,
Watch
hell
as
yeah.
Jungkook and Seok-woo jump aboard this moving train. Sang-hwa does as well, but only after grabbing a police baton and shield. They
Fucking
prove that it was
awesome.
worth it right the fuck away. I know most zombie
Fucking
movies are
awesome.
physically demanding for their cast and crew, but with Train to Busan's super high velocity Zeds, these shoots seemed especially intense. Hell, in this scene, it looks like Ma Dong-suk tripped and nearly fell into the train. He definitely busted up his hand.
Nah, that's
during the
scary.
fall.
That's
But it
scary.
seems
Thank
like
God nothing
everyone was on
happened.
board
Holy
for the
hell.
physicality and acknowledged its difficulties while keeping things light.
아까 서구 형은 좀 지금 2배 정도. 네.
Oh yeah, oh, okay.
아니 지금처럼.
Good attitude, good attitude. I'd love to work with people like that.
Ho, who made Train to Busan as his live-action feature film debut after previously writing and directing a couple of animated films. One of his animated
shit.
features was Seoul Station, which ended up being a prequel to Train to Busan and shows what happened the night before.
Oh,
I'm not
fuck.
scheduled to cover Seoul Station right now, but maybe I should sometime.
I didn't know
Animated
that.
films are films too, you know? I like that Yan Sang-ho
Wow.
seemed to
That
respect
might
the
be something
work
to look
everyone
into.
else was putting into his movie.
Love the Frankenstein shirt.
열심히 잘 해서.
I will do my best with it.
고생해
You made a classic, dude. You made a modern day classic. Seriously.
지지 않네요.
This movie's phenomenal.
No wonder his cast endured and laughed through trips, falls, and sometimes explosive special effects.
괜찮아요? 괜찮아? 아니 와. 운거 같아. 얼굴 부었어 지금.
The train's now on a non-stop trip to Busan with 3 separated groups of survivors. Most are in the front car with Young-suk and Ki-chol. The bust-em-up boys are trapped in car number 9, and some of the most vulnerable are stuck in the back with
Oh, yeah.
zombies trying to get them through a bathroom door. Sung-kyun calls Sang-hwa and tells them they're in car 13, 4 cars away from their present location of car 9. An unspoken agreement settles between Seok-woo, Sang-hwa, and Jungkook to endure
We're
these
gonna
cars
die- we're
full
gonna
of
die
zombies
trying.
and go on a rescue mission. The first car, number 10, is tough but doable, especially with the slab of man that is Sang-hwa.
Dude,
leading
he's
the
such a
charge.
badass.
It was funny to find out that Ma Dong-suk had been Gong-yu's personal trainer prior to this film.
Oh, shit.
His physicality is enhanced by the way these action scenes were shot by Sung-ho and his cinematographer Lee Hyung-duk. Even though it all takes place on a train, the action never feels claustrophobic or cramped.
No.
Their setup for shooting the train scenes looks extensive
It does,
and
though,
awesome. The
when you're in
interior
that
train
little
set
fucking-
is surrounded by green screens and scrolling projection walls with dolly tracks all over the place and removable sides to get long tracking shots. Brilliant. They
Yeah,
fight
it
their
really
way
is.
into
That was
car
really cool.
11, which
I
is
love that
full
he's
of
showing us
Jungkook's
behind-the-scenes
undead
stuff.
former teammates. Rough, kid. When the train enters a tunnel, the zombies stop attacking and instead just sniff around. We knew this movie's zombies function mostly via sight, but now we learn they're basically blind in the dark and can easily be distracted through sounds. Another tunnel and a ringing phone gets the guys through car number 12, allowing them to briefly see their loved ones before the train emerges into light again, scaring the survivors into separate bathrooms. There, the boys bond, and Sang-hwa buries the hatchet
It's a good
with
moment.
Seok-woo.
아빠들은 원래
Dads get all the
맨날
shit,
욕먹고
no
인정 못
praise.
받고 그래도
She'll
뭐
understand, yeah.
희생하고 사는 거지 뭐. 그래?
Jungkook calls Jin-hee, who's
That's
in the
true.
front car,
There is a lot of
tells
truth
her
to that
the rescue
statement.
mission was a success. He says they're going to make their way forward and join the others now, but COO Young-suk doesn't like that idea.
감염 안 된 거 확실해.
You sure they're not infected?
감염 안 된 거
He tells Chin-hee her friends aren't welcome in the front and gets everyone else in the car to silently side with him. Except maybe Chong-gir. He's got a sister back there. By the darkness of another tunnel, the survivors in the back make their move. They use the luggage
On
racks
one
to
hand,
sneak
I
past the
swear to
crowded
get
train
it, but on the
cars.
other
With the
hand,
help of a noise
what a dick.
distraction, they manage to get
I would
by.
have opened the door.
Suk-woo learns to
I
look out
would've.
for other people when he helps the troubled Kui-hwa, and that's nice. But when they reach the front car, they find that they've been locked out, and that's not nice. Young-suk has used his powerful status to take control of the remaining passengers.
Oh, he
Some
gets
of
what's
them
coming to
seem
him.
troubled, but they're all being complicit, especially Ki-chul, who keeps Chin-hee from helping the folks in the back. Young-guk bats away at the door in front of them, while Sang-hwa
Yeah, what if they
tries
break
to
the door?
keep the one behind them
Dumbasses.
shut. One zombie gets their head through and manages to sneak up and bite Sang-hwa on the hand. Soong-young sees it happen and knows
I
what
hate
it
that
means,
moment.
and
It's
since
sad.
Sang-hwa knows as well, he asks Suk-woo to help get his wife out of there. It's all about sacrifice, after all. The last thing he tells his wife is the name he wants for their unborn child, causing a very emotional moment as the zombies break through.
And
Sang-hwa puts up a hell of a
Yeah,
fight,
he does.
even using one zombie as a barricade against the others, but the virus eventually overpowers him, and he becomes
took a
one of
lot
them
to overpower
while
him,
he's
though.
overrun. The front car has been trying to
Fucking
keep
awesome.
the others out, but with Sok-woo's help, the back and forth finally ends. Most of the back car survivors make it through to safety, but In-gear is just a bit too slow. As her sister watches, the zombies catch up to her and take her down. Sok-woo assaults Young-suk for keeping them locked out, and in a cowardice act of defense, Young-suk accuses him of being infected. He and Ki-chul lead the nameless remaining passengers.
Yeah, they would have
until they're
turned if they
shouting
were.
at the newcomers to quarantine themselves away.
They're gonna regret that decision.
In director Young Sung-ho's words, selfishness has spread like a virus here. Chin-hee elects to stick with Young-guk as the back car survivors are segregated and locked away from the others.
But also,
Sung-gear
save their
curses her
lives.
zombie sister for being helpful to others and getting herself killed. Even though, honestly, I think In-gear's death looked pretty avoidable and needless to me.
Yeah, it
After
did.
a look of disgust at the people who have turned on their fellow human beings, Sung-gear heads to the door, says
She could have
thanks
lived.
to her sister, then opens it
But maybe she
to
wanted to
welcome death
die.
inside. For this occasion, I will
I don't know.
count kills based on the humans we saw alive. The survivors in this car were finite enough to count and had actively participated in the plot by turning their backs on the protagonists. That's why I'm fine counting all 18 of their deaths now, including Sung-gear, even if I can't confidently say I see each and every one of them.
You just
in
know
this
they died.
dope-ass tracking shot. The train continues on course as the few remaining survivors
You just know it.
hold
I
hands
mean,
and wish
there's no
happy
other way to get out of that
birthdays.
situation
Sung-woo
besides
calls a
what those two
coworker
other
to
guys did.
ensure
The
that
two other
Busan
guys
is
did.
safe, and he learns that the zombie outbreak started at
attendant
a
and a dick.
biotech plant associated with his business. That's right, Sung-woo, you just try to metaphorically wash your hands of this blood. You can't! The train conductor drives the train through the entrance to a Disneyland dark ride to find some blockage on their track here at East Daegu Station. He'll have to get another train on a clean track to continue, and he relays his plan on the intercom to whichever passengers are still alive, which, thanks to a bathroom, includes Young-suk and Ki-chul.
부디 생존자분들은
If you're alive, please transfer safely.
안전하게 이동해
His
주시기
death was
바랍니다.
so sad.
행운을 빕니다.
I really enjoy the train captain. He's an undersung hero of the film. As he
He
makes
really
his
is.
way
He
to
does his
another
best. He
train,
does
the
his fucking
survivors
best.
decide
Yeah.
to make their transfer too.
Really a shame
Maybe
what
not to
happened.
that train though, huh? Little cramped. Still stuck inside that bathroom, Young-suk does the most Young-suk thing possible and tosses his toady Ki-chul to the zombies to get away. Oh my god, Young-suk, you suck! The others are still trying to find their way around zombies.
That's not the worst thing he does. The worst thing he does is what's coming up.
Hurtling towards the station. There's a big bombastic explosion that really messes things up for everyone, separating Young-guk and Chin-hee.
He
away
literally
from the
throws
others.
these kids
While
to
they're
the
trying to
zombies
make their
to
way through
escape.
train cars, Young-suk runs in and throws Chin-hee into the mouth of a zombie. Damn, that guy's just on a marathon of
Yeah,
bastardom.
he deserves
As he
what's
gets
coming.
away, Young-guk stays with the dying Chin-hee, and I'll count both of them together as she dies in his arms, comes back, and chows down on his neck. By now, the
That pissed
captain
me
has
off
got a
so
new
bad.
train running on
What
a
a
clean
bastard.
track, but Young-suk continues his destructive path of selfishness when he gets the captain killed by the zombies chasing him too. Damn, that dude was your ride, son! The last 4 non-bastard survivors are stuck between 2 train
What a good
cars full
person.
of zombies,
You know what I mean?
which is not
He
a
went out of his way to
situation
jump
you
off that
generally
train
wanna
and
be.
try to save
As
his
the
ass,
fence
and that's
break
what he
through the
does.
glass, we get another noble sacrifice, as Kui-hwa holds the zombies back to give the other 3 time to escape. Just in time, too, because that place just got filled with the undead. Suk-woo,
Badass
Swan,
moment.
and Sung-young run towards the departing train in the film's big climactic action shots. We've mostly been on a close quarters train and inside train stations, but now
Yeah,
we're
look at
seeing
all the
these zombie
zombies.
hordes running outside
Look at all
with
of them.
flying overhead shots. I still don't love when they become digital-looking waves of bodies, but I do love the chain of zombies that holds on to the end of the train after the survivors get aboard.
I'll let the
zombie
CGI
tail grows
pass slide.
long,
You know,
it
that was
slows
really
the train
minor
down,
issues.
and it also makes it easier for the ticketless zombies to board. Suk-woo manages to fight them off, so for as awesome as it looked, the zombie tail wasn't all that dangerous. Unlike who the survivors find on board this train, a zombie, or zombifying, bastard Jong-suk. Not sure when he got bit, but I take pleasure in putting him on the count. Unfortunately, this bastard's a bastard in his own life too, and he ruthlessly attacks
I'm sure he got
Suk-woo.
bit in the little
Soo-young tries
carnage
to
that
help,
happened.
but Suk-woo's hand still gets bit. He's able to use a chain to hurdle the bastard zombie from the train, but he knows his goose is cooked thanks
Yeah.
to this zombie bite.
An emotional
Swan knows
moment,
it too.
beautifully directed,
Oh, man,
written
this
too.
shit is so sad.
Yeah.
Suk-woo quickly instructs Suwon and Sung-hyung how to use the train's brake when they get to Busan, then cries with his daughter as she begs him not to leave. Neither say I love you to each other though. Is that a cultural thing or just a movie?
Well, you don't
Let me
need
know.
to.
He closes her off
You
in the
just
cabin
know.
for her
You know, you
safety,
don't need to state
runs
what's
to the back
obvious.
of the train, all the while crying at the sacrifice he has to make. To get the audience
obvious they
crying
love each
too,
other.
we see glimpses of when Suwon was born. These are the last thoughts Suk-woo has as he succumbs to the zombie virus, and it's enough to make him smile even as his humanity is erased. Holy shit, man. Between those
Pretty good.
flashbacks and the score, this scene is devastating.
Yeah, it is. Michael cried.
Oh my God, I'm with you, Swan. My heart. The train continues
Michael
towards
cried,
Busan
I cried.
until it reaches a roadblock in front of a tunnel, which has, I think, 46 bodies strewn about. At
That's
least
impressive
how
that
many
you cut-
editor
yeah,
Josh counted
that's
for me
impressive.
after I gave up. He said it was difficult because some bodies just disappear between the various shots and angles, but he did his best, and I thank him for that.
46.
So 46 it is. Sung-hyung and Swan make their way. Oh, come on! What is that? 39 bodies in the river there? Fuck! Quit floating around. Josh is trying to count you. Anyway, Sung-hyung and Swan pass all the bodies and walk into a tunnel. On the other side, a blockade has been enacted, and the soldiers there are given instructions to shoot, just in case the figures walking towards them are
You can tell they're not
They're about
zombies.
to Night of the Living Dead this shit when Swan's voice rings out singing Aloha Oi. She had said earlier that she learned this song for her papa, and the movie ends with it saving her life.
다시 만날 때까지.
How many people
Smart.
died in this
was
rollicking
smart,
ride
yeah.
of a zombie
Oh, I'm
movie?
curious.
Well, I'll tell
Over
you.
hundreds at
this
least,
is my
right?
stop. Numbers, here I come.
Okay, let's see what we got.
We counted 166 kills and bodies in Train to Busan. Zombie movies, right? The gender breakdown's not all that interesting, because most of the bodies
I would
were
say-
too blurry in the background to tell.
I think his
But with a
name was
runtime of
Suwon,
118
maybe.
minutes, that left us with a kill
Badass
average
was
of
my favorite death. It was the most
42.65
emotionally heartbreaking.
seconds. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Sanghua.
Sanghua,
Almost every
Sanghua, my
kill
bad,
in this
my apologies,
movie is
my
a
bad, my
variant
bad.
on biting or
Sanghwa's
turning
death was the
into a
best.
zombie, so I'll give the award to the strong boy who held zombies off as he died. No machete for Lama's kill. Well, pick up the phone, cause it's Granny Chushir, whose death was heard but unseen. And coolest corpse for my favorite zombie will go to the stowaway woman because of the excellent physical performance by actor Shin Eun-kyung.
She
She's the first
nailed it.
zombie we see
Nailed
fully
it.
in action, and
I like
boy,
the deer.
she set the bar high. And that's
I know
it.
it's not
Train to
fair.
Busan came out in 2016 and would be followed by a standalone
crazy.
sequel called Peninsula. I'll look at that next week, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this week's Kill Count.
Okay, so that was Train to Busan. Let me go back a little bit because I was a dumbass and I missed the fucking kills. 166. Okay, so there's 166 kills in this movie. Fucking insane. Sorry I missed that at first. I was actually talking, being a dumbass. But 166 kills makes sense. I mean, that was... The movie itself, if you have not seen Train to Busan, I've seen it 4 times now, is one of the most powerhouse, emotional zombie films you'll ever watch. It is intense beyond belief. It is just... The characters are well written. Even the douchebag, yes, he's a douchebag, but he is well written, and you do hate him, which is the point of the movie. You have to have someone you need to hate, and that guy is definitely hate-worthy. Such a great time, and I'm glad for the actor, the badass, because you know he deserves all of the recognition he got from Train to Busan. He was a badass. He was a hero. The last minute he was on screen, he went out like a badass. I mean, he fought like a horde of zombies off and was still going even after he was bit several times. I mean, the insanity, and the emotional end scene when the father has to just pretty much give his life for his own kid. Like, and James, he didn't say I love you. They didn't say I loved you back, but you didn't really need to say that. I think it was more of you just kind of know thing. I don't think it was like a cultural thing. I think it was just, I mean, just for the audience to understand, they love each other because of how they're breaking in tears, how she does not want him to leave. She is sorry that for everything that's happened. She's blaming herself. It's obvious she loves him to death and does not want him to do this. And he knows that, and that's why he's breaking down. His kid is literally on the verge, is just breaking down for him, and he can't stop it. He can't say, all right, I'm not going. He has to go, or he will kill the daughter. So, like, and that death of his would have been so unavoidable if he just was more careful with his hands. Like, not to put your arms around the face and everything. And I understand in the moment, you're probably not thinking, but, like, there are so many moments you probably could have just, in complete adrenaline, grabbed that guy and threw him off the side. I would have thrown him off the side. I don't care. So, I mean, it was a really good movie, and it's a very powerful movie. So if you have not seen Train to Busan, please check it out. I really enjoyed that. That was really cool how he kept track, and I'm glad, he had someone help him. Really neat stuff. So, guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What were your thoughts? What was your favorite kill? What was your least favorite kill? Let me know down below. Of course, if you like this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We post as often as we can. We keep it retro. We do it, and we love doing it. So, until next time, movie friends, keep it retro, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Take care.